Seneca speaks about people having nothing in material terms, but somehow being richer than the ones full of wealth, land, women. This is the notion of the opportunity cost, as he says. It is not the man who has too little who is poor, but the one who hunkers after more. This implies that if a person is constantly looking for the next big thing, they won't even stop to look around what they have already accomplished and try to enjoy the moment. The concept of diminishing marginal returns works similarly to the previous statement I made, just as the great philosopher says. You ask, what is the proper limit to a person's wealth? First, having what is essential, and second, having what is enough. The third letter speaks about friendship and enemies. It starts off by saying that the person Seneca writes to received a letter by the hand of a friend of his, and that whatever comes out of his friend's mouth comes out of his. Furthermore, explaining that his friend cannot be fully trusted, as I quote, "But if you are looking at anyone as a friend when you do not fully trust them as you trust yourself, you are making a grave mistake and have failed to grasp sufficiently the full meaning of the term friendship." By this quote, what is implied is more than modern common sense, for it is true friendship we seek, even through the worries of discomfort, of insecurity, of betrayal. If we cannot trust someone as we trust ourselves, then what use is that friendship when it tends to point towards despair in the near end, when it tends to be just another enemy in disguise, even though enemies are not the ones who betray you? Then again, most people don't even try to trust people in new relationships or friendships, as the fears of rejection, failing, or even neglection settle in. Now, you have to know who to trust, like you trust yourself, of course. But in other cases, people don't even trust themselves. And how could you trust someone else fully if you don't even trust yourself? If you can't do even that, then the whole situation is null. Seneca also tells us of an interesting concept, one of peace of mind, and I quote, "Live in such a way as that there is nothing which you could not as easily tell your enemy as keep to yourself." This behavior omits the guilt of lies, because if one would be truthful at every occasion, then that individual would simply be eaten up by the enemy. A guilt-free life would mean a calm nervous system. Seneca tells us to be so calm and open that you would tell your enemy everything you would tell yourself. Enemy, in modern terms, as in stranger, potential danger, competition, rival. Then again, on trusting others, Seneca says, trusting everyone is as such a fault as trusting no one, so as to not give assurance of trust to everyone, but to try and hear out anyone. Seneca also talks about balance, because this is what it is about: balance in environment, behavior, exploring, friendships, work, time, life. An example of balance is about food, which is useless when it is vomited right after being eaten, as food which is vomited up as soon as it is eaten is not assimilated into the body and does not do any good. Just as a few quick trips of exploration do almost nothing, and just as one longer and deeper trip of exploration does wonders to the body and mind. In conclusion, balance is needed in everything, either it be in fields like creating, writing, painting, or others as cooking, studying, exercising. Balance is the key to greatness. It is the key to a long, healthy, and prosperous journey through life. Just like the great philosopher said, ask nature. She will tell you that she made both day and night.